but there's also a way of handling that. Well done, great start. Things aren't going well, or things aren't going well where you can get carried away in the external hype and the external criticism. And I think it's a real skill for the modern day player to be able to stay in the moment and be where their feet are. You missed that kick in the corridor. Who cares? Move on. Everyone's going to make a mistake. We look to win the day and making sure that we bring purpose to everything we do every day. It's a good opportunity to reset. Our intent, our energy, our communication's in the right area. We need to build on that, because if you look too far ahead, this game has a really good way of pulling you back in the line. Do the basics really well and trust yourself under the pressure of the game and the physical pressure you're receiving.
What a year it is for Justin Longmire, his 7th season as coach, searching for history, the first flag. He'll become the first premiership coach for Fremantle. Live in the moment. They've got some big moments ahead here in this second half, Jason Dunstall and Brad Johnson.
Can they continue that for 4 quarters? That's the test that we're going to continually ask of the Fremantle Lockers, if they're going to take that next step into the upper echelon.
The Cats' pressure was the key to their return to form in that second term. Can they go again?
And we're into it. Jackson on the follow-up. Socket forward by Holmes, straight to Chapman. He has the job just for the moment on Jeremy Cameron. Young. Jackson. To search out on the wing. It took a while to get out there. Erasmus successfully down the line to Strikowski. Amos makes a hard lead. Now Tracy gives him a substantial target. Also on the move. He goes longer to Voss and to Jackson, who got down there. Acrobatically behind that, the Cats' defence. Edwards, it's tucked under there somewhere.
Well, Jackson leads the charge for Fremantle in terms of disposals, 14. So next best is Bolton, then Sarong and Erasmus with 11.
Jackson, you've got to watch out for that around goal. And much to the relief of Mitch Edwards. He doesn't land one.
Come back round.
A few extra pre-seasons involved in that for Luke Jackson. Stewart. Blitzarves and Myers at the back. Just a bit of interference.
It's just a good kick from Tom Stewart. You see Blitzarves out there. He's got Erasmus as an opponent. Always going to win that one.
Dangerfield starting in the goal square for the Cats. That one nearly brings rain. Neil Pearce on the next wave over the top. Holmes a couple of times. The kick into 50, all important. Edwards has pushed forward. Dempsey probably obscured, flying for the mark by Edwards. Oh, was that high? Yes, it was. Jack Henry.
He had a tough start to the game at fullback on Josh Tracy, who looked like marking everything. So now he's the swingman that goes forward, gets himself involved. Can he kick truly?
Fine season in defence last year. But going forward and kicking a goal is not completely foreign to him. There's been periods through his career where the Cats have needed him to go forward, provide a target, and kick a goal or two. That makes 3 in a row for Geelong, the last 2 of the first half. And importantly, the opening goal of this third stanza.
Well, he's just rolled the dice and headed forward. He's actually playing down back and just continued, followed the ball and just kept going. Got himself front and square.
You can see Voss is up there as well, so they've sort of he followed his direct opponent up.
Yep.
And then was able to get involved in that contest. Kept his head over it nicely.
Brother Rolly making way for Jeremy Cameron this afternoon. He's kicked a goal since round 17, 2023 until now. It's a timely one. 25th goal of his career. Jackson again on his own steam. Early lead. Mark not completed by Henry. And Sullivan now under the hammer. Voss.
Ruckman.
By searching for the ruckman. They've got their hands up from a long way back.
Yes. They weren't supposed to wait for them.
They weren't. It was Edwards and Jackson who tackled Bolton by Humphries.
That would have been line ball. Do I throw it up and say no ruckman, or do I wait for them?
Let's see the physicality of Jackson. He goes to Bolton. They kick the opener of the afternoon.
And they have been able to respond all afternoon as well. Fremantle back to 16 points now. Cats right back in this game. Can they respond here?
Yeah, this is as close as Geelong got midway through that second term. Wary of Jackson again. Once it hits the ground, pinging around. Sullivan, Sarong, slung. It gets the handball to Young, who instinctively knew how to snap.
Caleb Sarong, he's a class player. He didn't panic. He knew he had tacklers all over him, but he just kept possession. He waited till he spun and saw a teammate and then shot the ball out. And love the work the big Luke Jackson's doing. He handballs straight into the head of a teammate, but that doesn't matter. There's the turn, and he finds a teammate for the goal. But I really like what Caleb Sarong does around the contest.
He just lets the momentum of the tackle take him to the right position till he can see his teammate.
Yeah, Hayden Young, what an important player he is going to be this year for Fremantle. And his injury challenges over the years. This is his 90th game. Pick 7 in the 2019 draft. Their early picks were really excellent selections, and they're still at the heart of it all. And this man, Caleb Sarong, 3-time best and fairest winner, to the man who won the best and fairest the year before. It has been runner-up since. Brayshaw. So they plot their path out wide to Amos, who was another relatively early pick.
Luke Jackson pushed forward, a quick kick in. Mitch Edwards has made it back now, but he was 20 clear.
It took forever to get there.
Yep, took way too long. Way too long, Johannes.
Have to kick this 10 rows back. How long he's taking?
He can kick a long ball. It's gone right to the line, but there's 3 cats there.
Good effort. It was accurate. I think the percentage would have been looking for Luke Jackson in the corridor. He would have run and jump at it with no opponent.
Bailey Smith is up to his game today. His 18th disposal coming up. Max Holmes has had 24 touches.
Yeah, the two of them are back in the possessions, aren't they? Yep. Which is what we're so used to seeing.
Neil got to the front, but the footy went to the back. O'Sullivan up on the wing, sneaks the handball through to Myers. What's next? Jack Martin. Led up beautifully. Sean Manor calling for it at the top of the square. Dempsey's also filtering through. Cameron's leading here, there and everywhere. And Myers not deemed 15. Seemed a tight, tough call. Good pick up from Cameron. Shannon Neal's arrived. And maybe Shannon Neal has arrived as he takes the mark at the top of the square. And should kick this through for the Cats for his second.
It's a great hook around kick from Jeremy Cameron.
So
picked it up and went bang straight to the top of the square.
Alex Pearce doesn't look too happy at the top of the goal scorer. His hands on hips, but Shannon Neal is delighted. That's his second.
So Alex Pearce thinks he got work done to the footy, but he's done it to his opponent a number of times today. So it was just Shannon Neal getting his own back. We'll take a look at the Bunnings build-up. So that's called play on.
Yep. He
knows Jeremy Cameron's in the pocket. He's looking for him. Look at this clean pick up and off one step to the hot spot.
Got that quick too, didn't it? Didn't look, just knew where to put it. Just getting in the area, and he was able to get enough on it to get it over the top with Alex Pearce.
Might have been some hands in the back there.
You give, you get. You get away with it when you can.
Depends which supporter group you're asking. I don't.
Back to 17. Classy tap from Edwards. Bit hot for Bruin to handle it. Instead, it's Jackson on the move. Evade the pressure that came from Blitzars. Plays it wide for Erasmus. Choppers the kick inside 50. Classy effort, O'Sullivan. Doesn't complete the mark, though. It could have been problematic, but he follows up. And he flourishes with a handball. Look at Jordan Clark, though, cutting hard the other way. Amos arrives. Mullen stood his ground. DeConing barely scrapes out a handball. Voss went heavily into the turf. Dudley's there. Switkowski, Guthrie, Bruin. Not enough on the kick. Play on the call. Great tackle from Atkins. to ball.
We've got to be careful here, the catch, because Fremantle scored a number of times from stoppage inside forward 50.
Let's get up. Before Dudley did apply the pressure. Hard one for McVee versus Close. Big scrap between them. Erasmus and scrap on for Close. Oh, Cameron again with the fancy hands. Blitzars to McVee. Favoured by the bounce. And Judd McVee in his first game for Fremantle. Dudley would have liked that again. Cameron. It's the wobbly old handball to Bruin, who knew he had to keep it moving to Smith. Expectations rise. Pearce this time in the front. And in the frame. Neil was thinking the kick was going in longer. It's a good contest now, though, isn't it?
It's a let-off for Dudley. That's could so quickly have gone from...
It's a poor kick from Pearce.
Yeah, they were going into attack, and all of a sudden it could have been a Geelong goal. But
Shannon Neal, his arms waving like a big windmill in the goal square. Can he run and launch himself? No, he didn't get the service.
Deep enough again.
yeah, but he's calling it from 70 metres away.
Spot on, Jason.
How many players have the penetration to make that kick?
He's not happy.
No, but maybe Danger could do it, Jeremy Cameron, but there aren't many that kick it that far.
Not happy, Shan. Just a little pause there. The kick goal through. Stole the march. And now has a chance to kick a goal that he thought he'd kicked earlier in the game. The story's been well told, missing all of last year. Talented young player. He's had to wait and work his way back. He's not going to have the shot for goal. Instead, someone left Jeremy Cameron loose.
Yeah, that's poor. That's poor, because this man can make the journey. Lieutenant Bruin may have struggled. This guy will take his time. Probably see him arc out to the left a little bit. I expect him to make the distance pretty comfortably from there. Kicking from around the 50-metre arc or a metre outside.
Turning to the Geelong team today. And maybe a little rusty.
Does have three to his name from his 15 positions. Low time today for Paddy Dangerfield, but we know he can impact. He's just making sure it's a long campaign from him, so you can't just burn him out in one game back.
Contact, not interference along.
Free kick for marking interference to Jack Henry. Good detour. Back to Stewart. Jack Martin. Shannon there with a big strikes. Now he's happy.
He'd been tapped that one. He'd been played in front and then was able to attack it. He wasn't calling for it long for his teammate to get it over the top of the defence. He played in front. Stewart kicked it perfectly to his advantage and he got the pure jump at it.
Just took it at a point that Alex Pearce couldn't get to coming from in front.
Cats have kicked 4 of the last 5 goals in this game. Shannon Neal has 2. Now he has 3. And now it really is a ball game. Back to 10.
So you see what it meant to him too, feeling he's having an impact now. He turned to the crowd at a couple of celebratory screams and pumps of the fist. So McDonald just lets him run straight past. Your Pearce playing in front of the pack, and he can't get up high enough coming back with the flight. And that's a good contested mark. McDonald just can't go with him athletically.
Using all his natural attributes there, Shannon Neal. The Cats have kicked 3 goals to 1 in this third term. As close as they've been since midway through the opening quarter. A long tackle by Holmes. Young. Not going to be a mark, so awkward for Blitzars. Darcy handled it pretty well. Erasmus. Mullen.
Got the arm free.
Yeah, umpires reckon he did. And the Irishman earns that one. Short offerings, one of them from Ollie Dempsey.
Well, that's 50.
That's
That's 50.
He was oblivious to it, nowhere near the man he was chasing. And then it cost a shot for goal. So a couple of errors creeping into the Dockers game, and they're going to get very nervous the closer the Cats get, Jono, on the scoreboard. This man kicks goals for fun.
Okay, go, mate.
So Ollie Dempsey, 4 goals. Last week, 4 goals in the grand final. The Cats are coming. And he's missed. Just misses to the left. Yeah, a lot of the stadium and me convinced that it was through. Clark took off and up and under the kick. Floats all the way to the wing. Henry handled Tracy well. At speed, Sarong hits the footy. And he's brought down. Cats doing a lot right early in this third quarter. We're midway through the third quarter. In a different term since quarter time. Darcy, Blitzos, helped on by Bruin. Plenty of Dockers there, but most determined was the Irishman O'Connor. A dribbler for close, kept it moving. Jeremy Cameron through the pack. Manor over the top. Neil didn't need to pick it up. He's got 4.
You called Mark O'Connor. It was a really important win, a 50-50 ball between him and Judd McVeigh. And he was the one that wanted it more. That got the ball going forward from that stoppage. This ball here, he just wanted it more. He went harder. He went with the body. McVeigh went with one hand. It kept it going forward for the Cats. In the end, the hand pass from Manor was perfect, just to throw a boot on. Didn't have to do anything.
He knew the pressure was there, Shannon Neal. He knew that he had to throw the leg up.
You can't miss from there, John. Just had to put the foot out.
6 of the last 7 goals to the Cats. 4-2 to 1-1 in this term. Contest in the middle, important one for Fremantle to at least square, and they've done better than that. Sarong wins the free and delivers for Tracy, pounding out. Too tall on the reach over the top of Humphreys. Now,
Josh Tracy.
does he think about this?
It's a decent kick. I think he'd go close journey-wise.
5 goals in the AMI series match against the Adelaide Crows. 44 last year. And a long time since a Fremantle player has kicked 50 goals. Josh Tracy. Crowd immediately tells it it's way offline. And short as well. Pretty stayed alive. Dudley striding out hard to get it. Resuscitate. Over to his mate in Stewart. An up and under clearing ball. Young Jai Clark challenges him up in the air. Chapman, Warner, Johnson with a forward handball. Fumble, second fumble. Good tackle from Clark on Young. They are ferocious, the Cats, at the moment. Warner trying to fight back. Challenged by Manor through the middle. Holmes to Myers. It's an open forward line for Geelong. Can't take possession, Myers. Fremantle digging in. Clark does well to win it back through Sarong. McVeigh out wide, and they take a breath with Wagner.
At least the Cats are making them their first release go backwards in this term. The Dockers, first half it was all forward. Handballs were pushing forward out of the contest. Cats are sharp around the contest now.
Rasmus takes off.
You, kick.
Had to be perfect. There's no margin for error on the kick to Driscoll. Voss is the deepest forward. Tracy's also in the frame ahead. Same as Young. Henry plays in front. Dudley, instant take. And a quick snap, which he can't quite control. He's given them some bite down there. As Patrick prepares to come back on the ground, just 55% game time, as they manage his loads early in the season. And yes, that is Jeremy Cameron in the back pocket. DeConey, a run from behind from Bruin, been tailed by Voss. Got the kick away. Good work from Clark. Wagner breaks loose. There's 3 Cats around Tracy, so what about at the spillage? Guthrie couldn't release the hands. Dudley superb with a tackle. Jackson. Zwitkowski worked it out to Wagner. Someone needs to take a shot. Bolton has the skills. It's curling. And curling, it's all Geelong. Stewart takes the mark, literally on the last line. 20 minutes gone in this third term, still 6.5 to go. So it'll be a healthy length quarter again. Holmes has been great. His 26 disposal was perfectly measured for Humphries. Bailey Smith there for the full charge out of defence. Takes the Cats along the wing, just away from Blitzarves. Stays on the chalk. Smith has to come in with the tidy. Dempsey, it's not quite come together for Geelong, and that's a breath for the Dockets.
Mark, you up? Geelong ruck. Mark,
Crowd trying to play their part. The Sun on the outer wing, Holmes in the line of fire, so to Erasmus. Nothing
coming
doing.
out your ruck. Sean, Geelong ruck.
Field finally on.
Geelong ruck. Mark.
Clark will be his immediate opponent for now, at least. Squirts out to Brown, he fumbles. Jackson did well, desperation Erasmus, but the dancing feet belong to Atkins. Deep goes the kick, Martin versus McVie. Clark tried to bust through. Martin just flings and hopes, and Walker was there. Johnson, the reinforcements arrive. Warner, Walker, back to the wing to Tracy and Darcy. Don't think that was a mark. Oh.
Two different umpires make a call there. One said touch, the other said mark.
Darcy to half forward. Tracy whacked away by Stewart. Great reflex take by Bolton. Zwitkowski. Dudley again. Gonna run into Guthrie, but he burst through. And he just tried to soften the kick for a teammate rather than going for goal. The goal was the big prize, and Dudley puts it through. He's a wild card.
Persistence pays off in the end. He made a hash of it. It needed a hand pass. He went for a 3-metre kick, which went horribly wrong. Then he fumbled. He couldn't quite get it out, but he didn't give up. This is the key. So a fumble there puts him under the pump. Then when it should be a hand pass, he goes, oh, maybe I can just chip it to him. But he follows it up, a third effort. He crumbs it. He picks it up cleanly. He kicks the goal, and a much-needed goal for the Dockers.
And he's kicked 3 goals too.
It's a good return, isn't it?
Oh, it's massive. How good was that bottom line of the ball, though?
Yeah.
Once it bobbled, he made it his own. Well, he made it his own the whole way from 50-metre mark.
The odd interesting decision along the way, but he kept going.
Edwards tries to follow up, couldn't release. Jackson has more success. Young, Fremantle suddenly. Bit of a rebirth. Great tackle from Amos. Gobbled up Guthrie. The footy stayed alive.
That was close. I thought he had enough time, Guthrie,
Yeah, I agree.
to get rid of the footy.
Brayshaw is trying to mosey his way through. Oh, just a fraction high. And that was all it had to be against Guthrie.
He roped it beautifully off the stoppage, didn't he? Brayshaw again hit at the speed. We've seen Sarong do it a few times already today. At the time, it was Brayshaw on the move, and then that left arm from Guthrie just came up over the top. All of a sudden, a chance to go back-to-back goals and just ease a little bit of the pressure.
4 minutes to go in this third term. And all is deadly quiet. And that is deadly straight from Andrew Brayshaw.
Two quick goals to the Dockers. It was out of centre bounce. Luke Jackson's been sensational today, whether he's playing as a traditional ruck rover or is in the ruck and he's doing the job. They're getting some good deep ball inside forward 50 because of what he's able to do around the contest. And they've been dangerous in this part of the game all afternoon. Forward stoppages, working their way through. It's one of the mids is going hard.
Harvey Norman replay there. High tackle.
These guys, just the rucks in, please. Just the rucks. Straight back. These guys, straight back, please.
Nice. What a reaction.
This is their most experienced player. 170 games, Andrew Brayshaw. What a game from Luke Jackson. 22 disposals, 7 tackles, 10 clearances. What a unique player he is. And he's holding the ball that goes against Brayshaw, who can't believe it. Haley Smith. Now the Cats get their chance. Clark and Dangerfield both there close. Dempsey waiting for the spillage. Back to Paddy Dangerfield. The crowd have been waiting for his impact. It was a back heel from close. Warner under siege from Atkins. And the Cats lock it away.
He's lost the boot. It's Clark for the Cats.
Jeremy. Luke and Jeremy.
Luke and Jeremy go at it. Luke wins the tap. Vulnerable. Quick kick. Humphreys dumped it. Smith, awkward, knew where Clark was. Does he know where the goals are? No. And more forward roll today, Jai Clark. Margin sits at 14. Freo with the last 2 goals. I think 8 in the opening quarter to try and set up this victory. High kick on the way out. Plenty of aerial power. Guthrie doesn't bring it down. Dudley there again. Cause a nuisance. Goes in a second time. He's over the ball for a long time.
He dived on it the second one. He just didn't need to go to ground. Fighting for it.
Reluctantly, the ball was handed back to Guthrie. Jack Martin down there on the bench. It's a floating ball for Dangerfield. Oh, he's caught it. Somehow he dragged it down. There was opposition there from Chapman and from Pearce, but a superior danger and the might of Patrick Dangerfield, superior judgment and the might of Patrick Dangerfield.
He grabbed this Hunter.
Yep. Alex Pearce looked in good position, coming across the front. He had a good run and jump at it. Danger just jumped over the top of him.
Just his 3rd disposal. But he's on the board. And it's back to 8.
He may not need many disposals to have an impact. He had a goal assist for Jeremy Cameron in that second quarter. Now he takes the big contested mark. You see he's calling it long for his own opponent. There's Pearce coming in from the front with a good off the ground. Good off the ground, no?
A little slip maybe, but thought the spot was going to go right across and put this out of bounds. Oh, it was close enough. So close just gets enough body in there.
Just got him right at the moose.
To stop the moose.
Not sure what he was trying to do. And close.
Well, it worked.
It did.
Back to 8 now. 14 goals to 13. Even 3/4 time. He's strangled in there somewhere. Holmes against Sarong. Edwards. This is Jackson. Sarong manages to get it away. Sukowski and 2 Cats collide almost with each other to make the spoil. Voss maybe held without it. Just lingered a little too long, O'Sullivan.
It's really hard as a tackler to see exactly when the ball spills out when you're tackling from behind.
Good spread from Sarong to get down to the forward line and call for it, but he's now covered. It goes to Amos. Both hands on it. Reed. Sarong.
That's the barrel.
Cut out of that. He actually had Murphy Reed on the short.
He didn't want to pull the trigger on that, did he?
No.
Just wanted to kick long, Voss, to the contest.
Stewart. Makes the shortest option to Myers. Just over a minute remaining in this quarter. Dempsey felt the need to spoil. Young, O'Driscoll. Hard Fremantle's way to Reed. Floating handball. Not great. Clark did well to slow them down. Chapman at the back of the pack. Warner with a left foot launch. Into the pocket. Amos, Stewart. Hard man to get around. Dudley sniffing out a 4th goal. Oh, Allen almost fell on his back. Could be Murphy Reed. He loves that end of this ground, but he misses. More talk, perhaps? Or just itchy fingers?
They continue to create scoring opportunities. They just couldn't get the end of the ball to get the round the corner kick.
Holmes just trying to take the heat out.
Yeah, they don't want to concede one here, the Catters. 30 seconds to go.
Stand.
Throws it back to Jeremy Cameron.
A tight quarter, 4 goals to 3.
Play on.
Not a mark. This one should be.
Stand. Yours. Yeah.
Given the Cats got within a couple of points, Fremantle have done pretty well to steady, but they will enjoy a lead at three-quarter time.
Done with it.
Geelong looking for one last hurrah here. I think the clock might beat them. Dangerfield. And the siren does sound, but we are all set for a thrilling finish on a great footy day early in the season. Fremantle's first game of the year on the road. Last year they got obliterated by the Cats in this same fixture. Not today. They set the pace, they set the standard. Can they hang on? It's Fremantle by 10 points ahead of a big final quarter from GTAC.
That's it. They set the standard, the Dockers, and the Dockers sprinters in a marathon race. I tell you what, Adrian, Paul, g'day, boys. What's going on, everyone out there? It's 14-12-96, the Fremantle Dockers. 13-8-86. We've got a ring-a-ding-ding final quarter coming up for you. I tell you what, after Fremantle got out of the gates, kicking 8 goals in that opening term, they got 6 in the next 2. 5 goals for with the Cats in that third term. Just 3 goals for the Dockers. I tell you what, in that third term, you know, the Dockers played reasonably well football. It was just the Cats putting on the pressure. I tell you what, their decision-making, their experience, their decision-making was certainly a lot better than the Dockers. The Dockers making not real good decisions, especially going inside forward 50. I tell you what, those goals that the Dockers got in that third term, Eddie, they had to work 10 out of 10 to get those goals. They had to work that hard. The Cats having a little bit easier time. Their forward line seemed a little bit freer, and their star players came into play. I'll tell you what, though, it did look like the Cats had the momentum in that third quarter, of course, bagging all those goals. But to the Dockers' strength, they did kick a couple. They did let the Cats get one back, but they're hanging on. Tell you what, if I'm a Dockers fan, I'll be a little bit nervous. The Cats are coming. They've got the crowd on the side. They've got to quieten this crowd down fast. In the final term, the Dockers, they really want the opening 2 goals. If they want to be safe, they need to be 7 goals up against the Cats because we know they can come back. I tell you what, going by the graph, they just came out strong. And of course, as you see, the Cats came back at them, but the Dockers fought back, took it back, but the Cats again late in that second term and 3/4 of the way through that third term, it was all the Cats. As I said, the Dockers weren't playing bad football. It's just that the Cats just lifted their intensity a lot, put the pressure on, making the Dockers doubt their decisions. And look, let's be honest, the ball delivery going inside forward 50 was probably about 2 out of 10 there for the Dockers, where most of the times it was about 6, 7 out of 10 there for the Cats in that third term. Tell you what, this will be a fantastic win. If the Dockers can get over the Cats today here, down there at GMHBA Stadium in Geelong, where it's a packed out crowd, it's going to be, as I said, it's going to be a ring-a-ding-ding final quarter. Let's just go quickly and have a look at the goal scorers in this match so far. Leading the way, Shannon Neal for the Cats. He's kicked 4 straight goals. Sean Manor, he's kicked 3 straight for the Cats, as Jeremy Cameron, 3 goals, 3. He's having a great game, old Jezza, I tell you what. The other goal scorers and singles is Jack Henry. Paddy Dangerfield, I tell you what, he's kept so quiet today. We'll get to his possessions in just a moment. Jai Clark, also with a single. For the Fremantle Dockers, I say Dudley, a little pocket rocket. He's kicked 3 goals, 2. I don't know what to say. I tell you what, he made some ordinary decisions, but worked through it and ended up with that goal in that third term. Josh Tracy, Shai Bolton with 2 goals. They're the multiples. Hayden Young, Sarong Reid, O'Driscoll, Luke Jackson. He's having a cracking game. Brayshaw and a miss, all singles for the Dockers. Just having a quick look at the ball magnets out there. Leading the way is Max Holmes out there for the Cats on 27. Leads the way by 4 disposals from Bailey Smith on 23. Tom Stewart, 22. And of course, as we were saying, Earlier on, Luke Jackson, he's having a ring-a-ding-ding game. He's the top, the ruckman there for, oh, can you believe it, folks? The ruckman there for the Dockers. He's the leading disposal getter. He's playing like a ruckman, like a rover. I tell you what, he's having a cracking game. 22 disposals, 7 kicks, 15 handballs. He's had a mark. He's had 7 tackles. He's had 20 hit-outs, 10 clearances and a goal. I tell you what, he can't be too far away from BOG. That's best on ground out there at the moment. Let's keep on rolling down. Caleb Sarong there, he's had the 18 touches, 4 clearances, 1 goal, 1. I said, Jeremy Cameron's having a ring-a-ding-ding. 18, I tell you what, his decision-making is just exceptional, this man. He's got to be, without doubt, the best forward in the game, most versatile. That being said, 18 disposals, 14 kicks, 4 handballs, 7 marks. He's had a hit-out, 3 goals, 3. He's had a cracking game. Let's just roll on down there. Shai Bolton with the 13 touches, 2 goals, as I said, for him. Blixar's on 12 with Tom Atkins. Dempsey on 11. Isaiah Daly just a 10 touches, but he's doing damage. 3 goals too for him. Josh Tracy with his 2 goals. He's had 9 disposals, all kicks for 9 kicks. Jack Henry on 9. Paddy Voss just on the 7. The prancing pony. I'll tell you what, it'd be nice to see him come out with a few goals in this last quarter. Get that pony prancing. Come on, Paddy Voss. Do it for the Fremantle Dockers. Do it for Eddie G. That there in the chat. Shannon Neal with just 7 touches, but I tell you what, 5 kicks. He's kicked 4 straight. As I was saying before, Paddy Dangerfield, he's right down the bottom there, folks. He's only had 3 disposals, 2 kicks, 1 handball, 2 marks, and that goal in that third term. Tell you what, who's going to be on top at the end of the final siren here? Tell you what, we'll find out in about 30 minutes' time. It's going to be a cracker. Don't forget to vote. Who you think is going to win this game? So far, we've got 80% Fremantle. The poll's generally good, but I tell you what, there's a few nervous supporters out there for both sides. We're in for a cracking final quarter. We're going to head back down to the game now. They're just about to bounce the ball. For the start of the quarter, it's the Dockers by 10 points.
Outside game where the Cats have been able to just edge their way back in front over the last couple of quarters.
Plenty of stars in the middle of the ground as we start this final term. Holmes is one of them from Geelong. Just gets the handball out to Bruin off the wing. Jackson's the prime man for Fremantle, you would think. Bruin inside towards Neil and Pearce. Entangled. Footy wobbles its way. McDonald tackled immediately by Cameron. Jack Martin's back out there. Erasmus, a wild kick. Holmes. Gee, it almost been played on.
He might have a ping from distance here.
Long goals have generally come on the run. So this will test him. And the last 2 Geelong, best and fairest, has become just such a great runner. 60 metres would test anyone. Oh, the distance. Fine.
He did, and kicked it from well behind the mark.
Who knows, straight kicking could decide this game yet. Water from full back. It's gone over Pearce's head to Stewart's advantage. Bruin and Reid. Maybe held without it. It was a tight call. Good fight from Pearce. Reid, plenty of Cats just sweating on him, and they sorted out. Manor. They've got the Cats back in the game with 3 quick goals at the start of the second term. Bit heavy on the kick and Pluck. He is one that got away from Geelong. They don't make too many mistakes with their list judgment. But Jordan Clark has developed into an out-and-out star out of defence.
Hold on. You too. Yep.
Good body work by O'Sullivan, particularly when the umpire didn't pay a free against him.
That's a big win over Luke Jackson.
Pumps it back again. Martin and Dangerfield both flew. Sarong just escapes the tackle. Warner done plenty of work at the start of this quarter. To Johnson. Can they have better luck this time, Fremantle escaping? No. Back to O'Sullivan. Different approach. Short this time. To Bailey Smith. Rachel just stood in the nick of time. Smith marches off. Clearance for Shannon Neal and Erasmus. Sneaky at the front of the pack, does well. Takes the bait. They have a Neil still playing AFL footy.
The concerning thing for the Dockers, though, is all the play has been down in Geelong's forward half. They needed the game at the other end.
No shortage of Oscars. Down the line to Luke Jackson. Both ex-Demons, McDonald and Jackson. His 24th disposal coming up.
Yeah, 2 options right in the middle too. Sarong all on his own.
His direct opponent, Edwards, flew. Backstop to it all was Stewart. Down to Cameron.
And that's the disadvantage they get because they've got 2 midfielders sitting in the middle, not used. Long down the line, it's an outnumber in the Cats' favour.
Oh, dimensions of the kick. Perfect from Cameron to Guthrie. Holmes on the run this time. Again, it just wobbles to the right. And Martin couldn't bring it down. The pressure from McDonald and Warner back there. They are defending, though, grimly at the moment, Fremantle.
It's good spoil from Oscar McDonald. He wasn't in a great position then. Caught under the footy. Didn't give away the free kick.
Cats close to 8. Great contest this. Start the season for Fremantle. Both West Australian sides on the road with Asian Cup soccer in Perth.
It's going to keep the running their game. They're getting a little bit stagnant at times, the Dockers.
Murphy Reid up to Pearce. Again, it is kick mark. Doesn't seem overly convinced. Jackson creeps up to it. Almost took the mark. Does get the handball to Bolton. He could lift for them. Good hand from Henry was needed. Still Tracy has the chance. Murphy Reid again. He's got his eye on that side of the ground, but this one wobbles the wrong side.
Just couldn't get the shape in his hands. He had to take it, turn it, and try and snap quickly, but just couldn't get the ball control right.
I think Tracy would have been better snapping it himself. He should have snapped it himself, Tracy. I thought he was in a good spot.
I thought he kicked that.
I thought he kicked it, yeah.
1 goal 3 compared to 4 goals last year at this ground. Holmes, he's cracked the 30 barrier. Already more than last week. Sounds in front.
Spotted a good contest. Holmes, he found Blitzards on Chapman.
He's another that's had way more impact this week than last. A handful of disposals for the veteran who's closing in on 300 games for the Cats. To Henry, to Humphreys. And then to Zach Guthrie. Arthur's plotted to the wing. And O'Sullivan has just drifted down to make himself dangerous. Martin, Shannon Neal, over the top, Jackson with a fist, Atkins, Erasmus. The combat is fantastic. On the outside, it's Bailey Smith. A little bit of early season baseball has the Cats within 3.
That's a big contest at about 25 metres out for the Cats. Fremantle actually did quite well in this contest, Jace, but once the ball got sort of out of the inner circle, the Cats just are lining up behind the contest. Jeremy Cameron's there, Bailey Smith. It's a nice snap around the corner. Connor O'Sullivan's having an impact in his last term.
Been good. Something with that contest there is all the Dockers players got defensive side of the footy. No one picked up Bailey Smith standing 10 metres in front of the contest.
Got the 3 Brownlow votes last year, Bailey Smith in this game. His first as a Cat. Back in the middle. Jackson first, hands in the air. Sarong tries to pace away. Handball to Murphy Reid. And back to Sarong. Just slowed a fraction. Oh, and the kick, it just went every which way and just lands on the chest.
He was not aiming there, but that's where it's gone on the left.
Need a bit of luck in this game. Patrick Voss hasn't had a big day. 7 possessions. He has 1 behind to his name. This is a monster kick, just to give him a little bit of breathing space again. And it might just come down to who takes their chances, who can convert when the opportunity presents in this last turn.
His first game at Kinenia Park. He's played the Cats just once before, which was early in his career. Patrick Voss. The gravity of this kick won't be lost on him. We don't get to see the celebration that he's had 6 months to plan. 4 points. You mentioned straight kicking in this last quarter.
Just look like they got plenty of run in their legs, the Cats.
His early season.
Oh, he stopped on a dive, Dudley.
Oh, Humphries got decked after he kicked it. And normally,
After all,
As he kicked, I thought it was legal.
okay, I'll find them. And that will be penalised.
Yeah. Fumbles are costly. Andrew Brayshaw, bad fumble.
Right, that's lucky to be 15, and now it's 50. And
Well, he called stand, and Brayshaw thought he was talking to him, but he was talking to Dudley, who was actually behind the mark, and Brayshaw was in front of the mark.
Myers doesn't use the full 50, and that's why Martin had made a compelling lead. And now he has what looks like it's going to be a set snap from 40 metres out. Takes all the time. It's taken more than 3/4 for the Cats to hit the fronts. But they are ahead.
You know, he caught them all napping, Jack Martin, because everyone was waiting for the 50-metre penalty to be played out, for the umpire to come and mark it, and maybe was Myers going to have a shot? Was it going to be close enough? Martin saw an open pocket and said, well, I'll go early. And no one went with him.
Oh, this will be a great replay here. So I don't know what you're talking about, Jace.
So everyone comes in, he goes, and there's just a lack of awareness.
It's clever though, isn't it?
It is. You can play on at any stage in your 15-metre penalty.
25 minutes into the second quarter. Fremantle led by 35 points. Now they've been headed for the first time. And they have the challenge ahead of them. Bolton up on the ball. To Jackson, the prime movers, trying to get them moving. Big stretch from Switkowski. Reid. Cats close it out again. Hard work from Holmes. Edwards, Smith, Cameron. Awkward bounce for all involved. Chapman doubles back. Walker coming the other way. Careful from Close and Cameron. And they slow him down.
They've just started to fumble under pressure, the Dockers. Hand passes, missing the target.
Sarong. The left foot curler. Oh, Humphries, good man. Needed to do better defensively.
Yep. One of those, you've just got to find a way to bring it to ground and then make it a scrap.
Cross to Guthrie. Hard running from Mullen. Got the watch on Brayshaw for now.
You're right, Jason. Doing a lot of chasing, aren't they, Freo? We called it early in regards to the Cats and just looking more on top of the ground.
That's doing a bit of running here to maintain possession, and Myers just eases the ball out to O'Connor. He just quick smart takes off, driving kick. Cameron allowed to go one-on-one with Chapman. Dempsey slides the handball. Sarong got it to the outside. Chapman back into trouble, and then to Sarong. He's getting a lot of the footy at the moment. Good work from Atkins to hold Voss at bay, and that allows Henry to take the mark unencumbered. It's a lot of possession. Fields in this final term.
There's the pressure. 147 for Freo in this last term. Cats 130, 174.
24 marks to 11. Half forward. McDonald and Martin. Path opens up for O'Sullivan. Really is getting forward in this game. Neil backing back. Unperturbed. The mark not paid.
Yeah, it was paid.
Oh, so won't be advantage. So they're celebrating, but
He's going to come back and take his kick.
might have the strange situation of the player saying, no, it wasn't hard.
Good little tap back in from Jack Martin out on the wing. Just allowed a couple of his teammates to keep the ball alive, drive it forward. That's good move. You've got to pay that. And he's been flawless in front of the goal.
As I mentioned, almost 6 goals down. Now the chance to go 8 points up, and for Shannon Neal, a bag of 5 in the offing.
Plenty of time left on the clock, Jono. Big test now for the Dockers. What can they find under pressure? What can they generate when they've got to go and win the game now? A couple of goals down.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, Darcy's come in, Jackson's having a spell at the moment. So can the midfield of Fremantle give them a couple of looks forward of the ball?
Apart from Sarong, none of the midfielders are really getting their hands on it.
That's right.
Been a great response, hasn't it, from Shannon Neal to a difficult match last week. Equal career high 5 goals. Kicked 44 last year. Scored 5 against the Bulldogs in round 11 down here. Games of the season last year. He's reproduced that today. Ball in motion out of the middle. Little handoff from Darcy to Red, who's legged. Cats thought it was their ball. And we've kicked the last 4 goals to lead by 8 points. Wagner looks good in flight to Young, but O'Connor stuck to his task. And hasn't Stewart marshalled the troops down in defence?
He has.
Well, we shouldn't be surprised by that. That one's come off the boot. Nice disposal. Wagner to Coney. Murphy-Reid. Tackle came instantly from Bruin. They're pretty quiet, the locals, in the first quarter. But they found their voice as the game's gone on. Tanner Bruin is endearing themselves to the fans again.
Good to have him back playing. He's enjoying his footy, and he has been like a brand new recruit and a really good one.
The other brand new recruit, James Warple, out injured today. Jamie Cameron's had a bit of ball in the back half, hasn't he, as well? He got that off to Myers, and no. Dudley almost was able to cut it off. It's a bit of a floating ball. In fact, it's a poor kick. And Sarong, you better be careful here, Bruin.
Oh, 150 for the match.
Yes, he pulls it at the umpire, didn't he? Deep kick, 3-on-1. Amos crashed to the turf. Stewart to DeConey. Ignored the handball to Smith. And has kicked too long to an outnumber. Darcy got high contact. It's Dempsey. Shakes the head. Darcy. Comes for Voss. Got it!
Gee, that's a good mark. He used his body to work DeConing under the footy. But he hasn't been able to hit the target today. 2 behinds from his 8th possession.
A couple of times, those kids are giving him some feedback today from that position.
Fair to say that the locals are trying to get in the head. There's probably a bit going on in there for Patrick Voss. It's such a tough kick. He has kicked it meticulously. Let's see how big his celebration's going to be. No, it's a behind.
He was off celebrating.
I actually thought it was home too.
Myers was getting in his face.
Yes.
It looked like a goal.
Good kick off the boot. Good looking kick.
Wasn't it?
It's a bluff.
Bruin. So just for now, Geelong forced to have a fair bit of possession in their back half. DeConey looking to make the escape. Settles on a handball on the line to Mullen, then back to Smith. So they piece that together well. Up towards Shannon Neal. He starts behind McDonald this time. Made the spoil. Clark, the endeavour of Atkins on display again. Just brushed one tackle and then a second. And came up with the right short pass at the right moment to Blitzards. Impatient Jeremy Cameron with his arms waving around in the goal square. Likes the kick. Neal's back there as well. Leaves it for Cameron to fly. Dempsey waiting on the goal line. McVie, little left foot kick, laced with danger. Blitzards knew he had to release. Bailey Smith challenged by Voss. Illegal. And Voss has lost it, just about. He did so much right there, Patrick Voss. So the clock will become effective soon, not quite yet.
They can't afford another goal though, the Dockers. They've got to defend stoutly. They can't allow, they can't do anything if Bailey Smith's good enough to kick it from here, but they cannot allow a crumb goal or a pass inside 50.
Cats have kicked all 3 goals of his final turn.
Trying to set up.
Yeah, beyond Bailey Smith, and he knew it. It didn't appear to be a high percentage kick into the pocket. It comes off hands. Still further words from Patrick Ross. This must have been the wrong side of the post. At the prancing pony. Ryan Myers happy to just share the news.
Gave him a mouthful, didn't he?
Atkins again, rugged as tough as ever, but he was cornered. Very well captured by Murphy Reid. He's had 6 disposals in his final term, Reid. 18 for the game. Up along the wing, Voss gets the chance to let out his frustrations. Oh, it's an errant handball though. Stewart coming hard the other way. The experienced Cats really lifted where they've needed to. Myers put that thing in the beautifully for Dempsey. It's set up for Cameron. It's a high ball. Is it a Shannon Neal ball? No mark there for Wagner. Off the back of Rasmus to Chapman. Backpedaling, good pressure for the outward bound ball. Tracy, Litzars, turning back the clock, becoming a defender for the moment. Forward handball to Manor. They went to the Manor, and he's kicked it across the face.
We've got to go here, Freo. We've got the outnumber on this outer side of the ground now. We've got the Cats out of line defensively.
6 minutes to go. Clark chooses Sarong. Running from Warner.
They just don't have enough hard-running options. I know that's the problem.
Settles on Darcy. It's a good kick. Mark is paid. Oh, Tracy's all on his own. He's got to defend 2 players down there, Mark O'Connor, and he does it pretty well with help from Mullen. And to Humphreys. Quick for Stewart. Piece of it, but not enough. I don't know what happened to Tracy's opponent. For a while, he was all on his own.
Fremantle ruck. Sean.
Mark O'Connor does have Josh Tracy.
And he just put his hands up. He's wondering the same thing, Hutto. He's going, why am I picking up Tracy?
Blitzarves is in the ruck. It's not him. Smith. Sarong. It's going to be tested as the ball goes in. Young. Nudged out of it by Humphreys. Voss. He might get his moment after all. No. And the crowd enjoyed it.
It was a beautiful kick into Hayden Young. He just couldn't hold on to it in the hands. They've had a couple of chances. They are looking very leg weary.
1 goal in it.
Sound like the umpire might be a bit weary as well through the effects. Inside the last 5 minutes of this one. It's fighting back from 35 points down. Long kick. Jack Martin versus Walker. Somehow Martin was able to bring the ball out to Bruin and on to Holmes and on to Atkins. Dangerfield's in the goal square, but Shannon Neal is the go-to man at the moment.
He just spent the midfield. Sarong just couldn't go. He couldn't chase Atkins on that occasion. And Shannon Neal gets a chance to make it a 2-goal game, or at least a 7-point game.
Yeah. Any score will help, but a goal will put them out to a 12-point advantage, and given how far they were behind, how much they gave up. Shannon Neal. It is only a minor. He's searching for a career-high 6th goal. So the Dockers still with a chance. Chapman. Oh, Dangerfield. He can have an impact in the most unusual way. An escape. A little out of kilter. Mullen backing back, takes the mark. Whatever Chris Scott said at quarter time, it got through. And a much better team since then. Mullen down to Shannon Neal again. Can't mark. McDonald with the spoil. Sarong. They try again. Wagner back to the wing. Voss and de Koning. And then he holds on, and that'll be 50.
That is done.
That's 2 in this quarter.
And clipping a mouthful from Max Holmes this time. Hard to come back and just give him a 50 shots to goal and you're running time off the clock. Hope he closes the mouth and hoping to get another opportunity.
So Sam Piccone has played just about everywhere in his career. His first goal in the grand final as a premiership player. Kicks it like a full-back. Dempsey with the lead. Mana, he misses as well. So they're still alive here, Fremantle.
Trouble is they're out on their feet, Hunter. You just can't see them creating enough run to go end to end.
Mann did that so well. He did that so well.
He stood off far
The
enough to
tease,
tempt.
the teasing distance, the temptation. Yeah, you go there. If you don't kick it right, I'm going to be able to close it up.
He was trying to make something happen corridor-wise, Jordan Clark.
This was the man that got the Cats rolling in the second term. 3 quick goals, started to change the momentum for the Cats. Chance for the sealer.
Sean Manor, what an acquisition he's been for Geelong. Got them back in the game. Can't finish things off.
They don't want to ice it.
They just had 3 shots to do it.
Mentioned earlier the quarter could all be about accurate kicking in this last term.
Oh, they've got a minute 11, I reckon, Freo. They get one in that time, it gives them a minute.
Cats have kicked 3-5. Fremantle have kicked 4 behinds. Almost thrown back by Manor. Dempsey, hard one for Johnson to control. The Fremantle got the energy. Can they get it out of defence? Geelong looking for the killer blow. Erasmus back out to Blitzarves now. A minute 50 left on the clock. Dempsey, Jeremy Cameron. Another floater that goes through from behind, which is good for Fremantle.
18 inside 50s to 8 in this last turn. The Cats way. And they've kicked it. 64 kicks, 20 handballs.
Despite the fact that the Dockers 6-1 clearances in front.
And this time Jordan Clark goes long. Dempsey versus Bolton. Dempsey over the top. Blind handball. Bolton. Can he get creative? Tracy, you know he'll give his heart and soul. Bones are rattling out in front of us on the wing. And that is holding the football. Tough and rugged. Just as Tom Atkins likes it. And that is a magnificent tackle to stop Josh Tracy in his tracks. Minute 10 remaining. Now the clock is a real enemy of the Dockers. They've got to get the ball up there twice. Shannon Neal with the fly. Ollie Dempsey. And it feels like they are out of gas.
It does feel that way, Hutto. This has been so courageous, gritty by the Cats. Just to edge back slowly. The margin had a chance in the third quarter to hit the lead.
Now the chant around GMHBA Stadium. A minute to see off for Geelong. Or will it be a Fremantle miracle? Dempsey happy to absorb. And that is holding the ball. So Walker, who just about can't walk, gives them the chance, just handballs off to Johnson. It's got to be all go now. All go for Freo, but it's not. It's that renowned defender, Jeremy Cameron.
That was well done by Jack Henry as well. He locked out Tracy.
We have teams rehearse these situations, John. A, to defend when you're leading, and B, what to do when you're chasing. Playing on not knowing what you're doing and just kicking to a 1-on-2 is not part of the plan from a Doctor's perspective in this scenario, as they did a moment ago.
So he's going to end up with the ball in his hand, Patrick Dangerfield.
Kick a barrel.
After the siren barrel. Please.
He just needs to know how long there is to go. Jeremy Cameron, who he doesn't have the habit of handing off to, got called on by the umpire. I'm thinking he can kick at 60. Siren is going to sound from 6 goals down almost. The character of the Cats on display. What a win.
Spot on Hunter with that assessment. Character. They showed a lot of that after quarter time. You can see the coaches and the way they wanted to deliver their message to each other and then on to the group, Jason. And from that point on, they changed their game in terms of it became more of a kicking game. play for the Cats, but to grind this out and have more run in their legs at the end of this one was just superior. It was a brilliant effort.
We're forever taking our hats off to the Geelong players, but they must have had some doubts that first quarter in particular and the first half, because everything was going the Dockers' way. They were running up a big score. They scored every time they went forward. And that has to put doubts in the back of your mind, particularly after you've got them hiding in round one. But they found a way to stay in the game. They stayed relevant. They stayed competitive. And as you say, you can't wipe off a big margin quickly. So you just have to do it by a goal here, a goal there, and just keep inching your way back in the contest. They did that and they worked them over.
And I think Lauren's rounded up a couple of West Australians down there, Loz.
I certainly have, Hutto, with some height too, making me feel nice and small. But I tell you what, Shannon, 5 goals, and to come from behind like you did, what was said at quarter time to spark that?
Yeah, I won't go into it too much, but pretty much just we weren't playing the way we wanted to play. I think the word disgraceful was used, but that's completely fair. We agree with that. But to come out after quarter time and fix a few things up and play a certain way and get over the lines are great.
I tell you what, they made you work for it, Mitch. You waited a long time for this debut, and this crowd is absolutely going off, and rightly so. What an incredible win to be a part of. I'm sure it was everything you ever thought it would be.
Yeah, everything and a bit more. The crowd was amazing today, and what a debut. Good comeback against a good quality side in Fremantle, and yeah, it was pretty unreal.
To share it with a fellow Western Australian like Shannon as well. As I say, you have been made to wait for this senior debut. I would imagine Shannon's been a great support for you, and there's many others. Tell us about them.
Yeah, he's looked after me, obviously, being a WA boy. You get a bit homesick and whatnot occasionally, and he's looked after me. So, no, we've all got each other's back at the club, and the club's been so just welcome me with open arms, and it's just been great. So.
Fantastic. So much to enjoy, Shannon. We were joking at three-quarter time that maybe it was being back in Victoria with your traditional pre-game preparation meal last night that maybe sparked this one. Did you indulge last night?
I did indulge, but my partner's moved over from Perth and she made me a lovely meal, so I'll make sure to give her a big hug after the game and say that was all her.
That's fantastic work from both of you. Obviously the bye next weekend. What's planned for the week?
Back to training. I think we've got a couple of days off now, so we'll enjoy this win, but we'll recover, and then obviously we've got, I think it's Adelaide back here on Thursday week, so we'll look forward to that, prepare better, and hopefully come out with a better first quarter.
Go and enjoy this victory. Mitch, I know you grew up as a Geelong fan, so you do know the words well, don't you?
Yeah, I know the song word for it, so it should be good.
Go and enjoy. Well done, boys.
How good was the voice cracking? He's spoken so much out there, been yelling and, talking to the boys and screaming for the ball. He's lost the voice.
It's a tough cop for Fremantle, isn't it? You saw Justin Longmire in the box immediately after the game. They did so much right.
We saw bits and pieces of what they're capable of, Jono. But how long can they do it for? You've got to be able to do it over third quarter.
Oh, they'd be flat. Getting the lead they had at GMH Barry away from home, first game of the year, they'd be bitterly disappointed that they allowed the Cats back into this one.
These are the sort of wins, if you can get them, that set up a season. You sit there and you reflect back on, remember when we had to travel to Geelong and we beat a team that's been absolutely brilliant for so long on their own patch of turf. They define the attitude that you take into other games. So they'll be bitterly disappointed. Talented team. We think they're going to be good this year, but they'll be bitterly disappointed they didn't close it out.
You wonder about the equity of the opening round and then round 1 too. The record shows that the teams that play opening round tend to win.
Everyone will be having their hand up to play an opening round because the numbers suggest you're better second time round. So they scored 74 points in the first half, the Dockers. Just 26 in the second.
And look, they caught the Cats on the hop. And we're talking about a response from last week to the Cats because of their performance in round 0. So that was good in a way that they were able to fight their way through that, and it was so honest from Shannon Neal in regards to what they copped at quarter time.
Back down to Lauren with one of the real stars of the Geelong show today.
Thanks, Hutto. Max Holmes finished with 32 disposals. An incredible last quarter to be a part of, I'm sure, was it?
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, that's a pretty incredible game. We came out first quarter pretty lackluster and not the response we should have had after last week. But maddest I've seen Scotty at quarter time, and he really got it out of us to pick it up, and it was an unbelievable showing in the end.
That's saying something, really. I mean, he's been a coach here for a long time. He's coached you since you got here. What was so different about it?
He basically just said we're going to have a lot of conversations during the week. We're not going to bring it up now, but God will have them during the week. And so I'm still a bit nervous for what comes off that. But yeah, he's a great coach. He knows when he has to go, and that was the moment he had to go. And I mean, I'm lucky enough we haven't had to have too many of those moments.
You might have saved yourself a little bit of that with that magnificent last quarter. Now, Tanner Bruin, it must be so nice to look across and see him across that centre circle from you in the midfield. 555 days since he has enjoyed a Geelong win. He was vital too, wasn't he?
Yeah, Tanner's absolutely vital part of our team, and vital part of our team in 2024 before it all went down. And we love Tanner, and he's handled it as well as anyone possibly could have last year. Kind of went through the stages, didn't sulk or anything. Like it's bloody brutal thing to be a part of. So to see him back out there playing good footy is just unbelievable.
You must take great confidence as well. I mean, Patrick Dangerfield, he would be the first to admit that he didn't have as much impact today as he normally would, but nice to have a little bit of a different look, a different team and lots of contributors.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's something that Danger will harp on about as well, wanting everyone to contribute, and I think it's really special. Like I was saying to Lawson, I think that's one of his best games he's played. Mitch Edwards' debut, like I said to her, that's his best game, better than any VFL games he's played too. So we've got some young guys coming through, and it's exciting.
Strange to have a break this early in the season, but I suppose that's the beauty of playing in opening round. How do you spend the break?
Not sure actually. I thought we were playing next week, and then we had the bye after, so I'm a bit all over the shop. So I think we'll just take it easy and kind of look forward to round 3.
It's only natural to have a bit of a head spin after a match like that. Thanks, Max. Well done. Enjoy the win.
Thank you.
We're all trying to work it out, Max. Don't worry when it comes to opening round and then round one.
Yeah, Hannah, I'm glad we called it. We showed a bit of footage of the quarter-time chat between
well spotted, Jason.
Chris Scott and his coaches, and then talking to his players. It's better than we even thought it was.
Yeah.
But judging by the reaction, Shannon Neal said he started laughing. Well, the word disgraceful was used, and then Max just had a laugh, said conversations he's not looking forward to. So it must have been brutal from a Chris Scott perspective.
They're the times now you might bypass Chris's office in the first couple of days.
Keep your head down, your bum up, and just get about your business.
Hope he doesn't call your name out.
We thought it might have been at Bucks, but it sounds like it was at
but it was a good conversation between the two coaches as well, and obviously to get everyone on the same page in regards to what needed to change and what needed to lift, and players respond, and because they don't get it all the time, when you do get it, it's a healthy discussion based around what needs to change here from a coaching perspective. Sean Higgins is there as well, James Kelly, experienced, James Riley, so they've got the experience there to make the changes.
It's a lot between Bucks and Scott.
Yeah, exactly. But the players have to respond to that.
Yeah.
And they did. And that's a credit to this playing group to get the opportunity now to go in and sing the song.
Well, he took it from the coaches to the playing group after that, delivered some home truths.
Yep.
And as Bax Holmes said, probably as vitriolic or as aggressive as he's seen Chris Scott in his time. So he doesn't normally resort to that sort of thing, but sometimes you think you're putting in effort as players, as a group, and you need to be told in no uncertain terms that it's not at the level that's expected. And they responded as we expect Geelong to do, because they're such a great club.
They've kicked the last 4 goals to win this game, keeping the Dockers goalless in the final term. Turning around a 56-point loss last week to the Suns to register their first win. Mitch Edwards will enjoy the song, the joys of win. The Cats defeat Fremantle 16-14, 110 to 14-16, 100. Super Saturday Live continues.
All right, folks, there we go. Well, it was the Geelong Cats getting up over the Dockers today. 16-14, 110, 14-16, 100. Same amount of scoring shots. Well, The Cats just know how to get across the line in these games. They know what composure's all about. And of course, their talent came to the fore in that second half, especially that final quarter. The Dockers, however, look, they played pretty good, but I think they've got a few lessons to learn how to actually go about it when they're in front to try and hold that lead. And then, of course, when they're chasing again with only minutes to go, they need not to just keep on rushing, bomb, kicking. They've got to have composure, even though they're trailing. That's what it's all about, and that is exactly what the Geelong Cats had in that final quarter. Of course, the Cats putting on 3 goals, 6 in that final term. The Dockers could only manage 4 behinds. That was it. So there we go. Look, there's a few good teams that can handle the pressure of close matches in the final term and can hang on. They just know what to do. I think Fremantle need to learn a few lessons, watch a few of those teams and put that into practice instead of just continually rushing. But it was a fantastic effort by the Cats, of course, trailing by 35 points in that second term, getting up to win by 10 points here. Down at GMHBA Stadium in Geelong was just a fantastic win. Let's just roll through the final goal scorers of the game. And of course, Shannon Neal topped the table there for the Cats with 5 goals. Sean Manor, next best with 3 with Jeremy Cameron. Bailey Smith ended up with a single. Also, Jack Martin, Jack Henry. Paddy Dangerfield, Jai Clark with the singles for the Cats. For the Dockers, Isaiah Dudley ended up with 3 goals for him. 3 goals too. Josh Tracy and Shai Bolton ended up with a couple. Hayden Young, Sarong Reid, O'Driscoll, Jackson, Henry, who else? Brayshaw and a miss, all with singles there for the Dockers. The leading disposal get out on the ground. In the end, of course, as Maxie Holmes topped the table with 32 touches, 17 kicks, 15 handballs, 5 clearances, 8 tackles. A fantastic game. Bailey Smith, next best on 30. And of course, it was just a workmanlike game from him with 30 touches, 22 kicks, 3 clearances. Tommy Stewart, 28. The best for the Dockers was Caleb Sarong. He ended up topping the charts with 30 disposals for the Fremantle Dockers. 21 kicks, 9 handballs, 5 marks, a tackle, 8 clearances, 1 goal, 1. So he had another stellar game from him. Luke Jackson, one of the best there for the Dockers and out on the ground, I thought, 27 touches. He kicked a goal. He had 22 hitouts, 10 clearances, 8 tackles. So he was just fantastic. There we go. I'll just roll down this. In case you want to. Murphy Reid, to tell you what, now there's a guy I was watching there. He needs to learn a little bit more composure, just slow it down and just try to give himself a little bit more time in his decision making. 19 disposals, he had 9 and 10, 2 clearances, 1 goal, 3. Should have done a little bit better on the kicking boot for him. All right, let's just roll. Sean Manor, 15, Atkins, 15 also, Guthrie, 14 there for the Cats. Brayshaw, well, he was well held today. Just the 14 touches for him. The 1 goal, 8 kicks, 6 handballs. Yeah, 6 clearances though. Paddy Voss, well, he couldn't. The prancing pony, he couldn't hit a major today. All behinds. I tell you what, it did look like he'd slotted 1 or 2. Just went left of the post. Maybe next time we'll see the pony prancing right down the middle of the ground after he kicks the goal, which would be pretty good. There we go. They are your stats. And, of course, Paddy Dangerfield only ended up with the 3 touches for that. Just a quick glance at the team stats. Plus 31 disposals for the Cats there. As you can say, it was plus 51 in the kicks. Freo were plus 20 in the handballs. Inside 50, 60 to 46. Both teams having the same amount of scoring shots of 30, I think. So that was actually fantastic from the Dockers. 30 scoring shots for 46 inside 50s, but still couldn't quite get the job done. The free kicks going the way of the home team, 24-15. They were plus 9 there. Dockers winning the hitouts, of course, with Jackson there doing the job. They even won the centre clearances 17-11, so that is a good stat there for the Dockers, plus 8 around the ground. Also, contested possessions, reasonably well contested there. Plus 12 to the Dockers. It was plus, plus 35, 36 to the Cats, but they did chip it around a bit in that third quarter. Cats were a little bit stronger in the air. 111-61, plus 50 in the marks, plus 10 marks inside 50. That just shows you they found a little bit more clearer space inside their forward 50, did the Cats, than the Dockers. The tackle count, not too bad there for the Dockers, 63-58, and tackle count was up through the Dockers. As I said, the Dockers, though, they need to just learn a little bit of composure about them, just exactly what Geelong Cats did. The Dockers could have found that composure. It could have been a different story in this game down here at GMHBA Stadium today. But it was a cracking game, folks, where the Dockers led for 3 quarters but couldn't sustain, well, the heavyweights, Geelong, getting up over the line in that final quarter to win by 10 points. Said it was a ring-a-ding-ding game by both teams. There we go. Hey, but that's all I've got for this coverage now. We'll be back in about 20 minutes' time for the Collingwood v Adelaide game. That should be another cracking. We're all going for the Pies in that game. But thanks, everyone, for coming in. Appreciate that. Paul, the Pies will be up not too far away. Commiserations to Eddie G. Well done to all the Geelong supporters out there. All happy folks down there at Geelong. As they say, we are Geelong, the second greatest team of all. Of course, Collingwood, we all know is the greatest team. All right, folks. Hey, that's all I got for this one. Thanks for tuning on in. If you want to listen to the next coverage, about 20 or 30 minutes, we'll be going to the next game, Collingwood versus Adelaide. Should be a ring-a-ding-ding game there down there at the MCG. Where it's about 19 degrees here in Melbourne. It's a cloudy evening, not much breeze about, so it should be a ripping game, the next one. All right, folks. Thanks all for dropping on in. So until next time, ciao for now. We'll see you at the game. Take it easy.